I'm gonna do a slight little intro. It's gonna be super cringe, but so I'm Aaron. I go by Briefly Obsessed. These are my childhood friends: Chris, Hidden Valley Ranch, Charles Lefrugia, and we are going to be talking today. We are briefly obsessed with the movie Sinners, which we all saw this week for the first time, just because it came out on streaming. I want to do opening thoughts. I didn't schedule out. I have like the ending mapped out, but all this beginning and middle stuff. And by the way, I'm going to cut out any stuff that we don't want in here. So feel free to like meta talk about stuff, and then I'll just edit it out in post. So if I do something one or two times, it's because I want an alternate take. So don't even worry about it. We can cut all that out.
I don't know what meta talk about it means. So
Well, okay, in sports terms, it's when you talk about the players during the game while they're playing the game. You're over here and you're like, "Hey,
like talk
Johnson,
about myself.
talk about the game, even though you're not in the game."
All right, just go towards the movie. I'll figure it out.
All right, it doesn't matter. All right, so Chris has a lot of notes. Chris actually like did homework for this.
Oh yeah,
I
you
feel a
sent
little
me them, didn't you? Is this in my email?
Yeah.
Did you look at them?
Definitely.
I looked at them.
I definitely forgot. I was really focused on watching the movie. I wanted to make sure I did that. I thought that was more important.
That's the important.
Y'all did change the movie multiple times on me, though.
We did do that. Sorry about that.
Just watched every movie.
And took notes on
You
every
changed it
movie.
the last time.
I changed it because Aaron was like, "We need to watch the movie the night before we review it." Oh, I'm gonna watch Sinners tonight. I'm like, no.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's okay.
I'm
It's all right.
I'm a dirty sinner. Wow, Chris, you took very good notes on this.
Why do you have to?
These are actually very insightful. You should say most of these, like in different points.
He had some time to work on it.
Shut the fuck up.
That's right. Yes, because he doesn't have a job.
Ooh, fuck.
I was gonna say homeless. He's just unemployed. He's not homeless yet.
He's laying out by the brickyard at the school right now.
That's true.
All right, so we watched Sinners.
Best supportive friends I've ever had.
Charlie's like, jeez, lovely.
Just like ripping the guy.
I'm sorry.
Hey, we're gonna talk about a movie. Wait, time out. First off,
are you drinking a beer? What are you drinking?
Copyright infringement. I don't think I can tell you.
Oh, dude, look at him. He's covering the. Look at you, dude. That's right.
That's just
you make him pay us.
Beverage, to be honest.
Really? Jesus. Okay.
I feel like
what about you, Charlie? Anything new?
No, nothing new with me, man. Just go to work, hang out with the kiddos, watch movies my friends request me to watch to talk about.
Love that. I just want to present the people that we're talking to right now. I love movies. I'm a pretty decent movie guy. Like I'm like a pretentious movie critic person. Chris loves lots of movies, and he is less pretentious. He's more like open to all the MCU Phase 5, Phase 6 stuff like that. And he's more of a, I guess, like a forgiving, like more open to the arts critic than myself.
That's the thing. That's the thing, is everything is a level of art. I mean, if you want, let's be real. Like even Gordon Ramsay admits he goes to not Five Guys. What's that restaurant? In-N-Out. So every now and again, someone just kind of wants maybe a palate cleanser, something to just shut your brain off and watch, and a story that just progresses well.
I'm not going to invalidate that, but I will say you shouldn't. I will be a little bit of a curmudgeon. We got a little guest in the back that
was that having
guy? Who?
Whoever ran
Who is that guy? Charlie, there's someone in your house. Yeah, I will say that there's nothing wrong with being prejudiced and having taste. Like you can't compare Rembrandt to like what is that? Baby Shark.
Did you say it's okay to be prejudiced?
Well, in art, like to be judgmental.
Before we talk about this movie, Sinners. All right.
Yeah, dude, we're setting the
I would
tone.
love to hear about that thought a little more later from you.
Which also brings us to our third guest, Charlie, who is a sports guy. He's not a super big movie nerd like Chris and I. So he's got like this outsider perspective he doesn't like. And he also watched the movie on his phone.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do. And you
You may
watched
or
it
may not
though.
have
You came through.
watched a little while driving back here before the show. I may
Yeah.
have
So who should go
rewatched some
first?
parts.
Yeah. I feel like I want to hear from. What do you think, Chris? I think I want to hear Charlie's impressions first, since he's the least like probably knows the least about the movie, came in the most blind. I feel like I want to hear his impressions first.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
you want,
Alright.
if you want to go first.
Yeah, how should I can. I was gonna let Chris go first because he put a lot of thought into it. And he
Do you
probably
want to go
got a
first,
lot
Chris?
No. I mean, it's kind of sense to go from like,
least knowledgeable. It's okay. You can be
yeah.
not offend me.
Yeah, we don't want
Least,
to infect you with our opinions and our like whatever.
Yeah, very, very willing to just be like, you know what? Aaron said this. Let me do this. Chris, great
Yeah.
advice. Well, I did a little research on the movie after it. I really didn't know what it was about. I knew Michael B. Jordan played twin brothers, and something started attacking him, demons or something. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
all basically I knew about the movie. It was all right. I liked it. I didn't think it was like a grand thing that everyone else made it seem to be. From what I felt, the 7,
7.
the 7 out of 10.
Interesting.
I thought the casting was really good. I liked everyone seemed to fit. It was good. I don't understand why they had to be twins, and yet Michael B. Jordan had to be two people. Chris raised the finger. You can just speak.
No, I'll wait. My apologies.
No,
No,
finger's
no,
good.
no,
Finger's
by
good,
all
so we don't
means.
talk over each other. No, I mean,
That's fine.
because I also had a thought about the twins thing, but you go first, Chris.
So
Interject.
I mean, one of the things is about, how do you say this, is, I wouldn't say necessarily balance or quality, or I'm not sure exactly how I'm trying to go with this, but the fact that there's just two makes the movie more powerful, because you see at one point where the roads do split. You see one that wants to live forever and go the route of the vampire, and then you have one that wants and embraces death because it knows he can be with the ones he truly loves and cares about at that point. The kind of conflict there.
I mean, I don't think the guy wanted to be a vampire, though. I don't think he was like willingly like, "Oh, I'm going to be a vampire." When you're already a vampire, of course you want to be a vampire. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah, once he became a vampire, he did really like embrace that.
I mean, they
They
all
all
embrace
did.
it. Yeah.
They had to.
Yeah, but
Like, I
I
just
don't know.
thought it could have just been like you had two different actors and just had brothers. I thought it would have been the same amount of meaning.
For me, also with that, Charlie, is that seeing like this, and same thing with like Will Smith or other people who've done that, and that other guy, what's his name, who played Bronson. I always forget that actor's name. Anyway, like when they
Say
clone the person and like it's two people acting like they're two different people, but they're the same person, or like Mickey 17, like anytime that the two people are talking to each other, but it's literally just the same person, always takes me out of the movie a little bit. It feels like kind of fake, and I'm like, what about like, even if they're identical twins, they would
there's a
look a little
part where
different.
like they hug and they're like, "Oh, I love you. Like, I'm always here for you," or something. And like, I'm just
Uh,
like, it goes from one side to the other side. It's just his same face. And I'm just like,
uh,
God, I don't know.
yeah,
I just didn't find it was necessary. Like, I was like kind of looking for, like a symbolism of something about them being twins, and I just never really got that. I mean,
yeah.
brothers felt sufficient. The director Ryan Coogler, just loves some Michael B.
Coolidge.
Jordan.
He
Coogler.
does.
Coogler.
Oh, is
Coogler.
it Coogler? I thought it was
No,
Coolidge.
Sorry,
no.
my pen was fading when I wrote it, and I have awful handwriting, as you all know.
Heck yeah. Right, Coogler.
Series of notes. Look at that. Boom. Nailed it.
What's the name of that girl? The the white girl who didn't want to be white.
Hailee Steinfeld.
Is that really her name?
Dating.
Dang.
Married? Dating? Josh Allen?
No, they're married.
Married? Yeah.
Oh,
I thought they got
Because
excuse
married.
me.
and I actually did a little research. She actually like her character is 118 or 18 black.
You wrote about the twins. Actually, it's like a perfect time to bring up that he consulted with literal twins to get like that character duo,
Hmm?
right?
Yeah. He brought him. I don't know if he like brought him on. I don't know. I don't know how everything works behind the scenes, but I know like he had some consulting to try and help Michael B. Jordan to understand better how to play twins and portray them. So I mean, at least he did that part to kind of make it seem more realistic.
I don't feel like his acting of being twins was bad. I just
No, it was
didn't.
he did a good job.
Yeah, no, I thought the acting was great. I just didn't see it why it was necessary. I don't know, but
Yeah,
like Aaron said, like sometimes it just kind of takes you out of it because you know it's the same guy.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I will say also, like, I agree. I'm trying to think of if I've ever seen it done better than that movie. I think that's probably the best that I've seen that done, and also it being mostly
Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill, dude. What are you talking about?
the
Whoa, whoa, whoa! The clumps, the
clumps.
Nutty Professor, man. That was
Nutty Professor, come
Okay,
on.
yeah. Come on, man.
you're
That's
right. I
top tier
Norbit,
forgot
right there.
about the Nutty
Norbit,
Professor.
Norbit,
Norbit, yeah. Come on, man. You're forgetting these
Norbit.
classics.
dude. Who else just
Uh,
did one? I haven't watched it. I think it's on one of them streaming sites. Robert De Niro, I think, plays like two gangsters or something. It's like Robert
Oh,
De
does he?
Niro is this guy, and Robert
Robert
De
De
Niro
Niro?
is this guy. I'm gonna look it up.
Dude, he's like 100 years old. Is he doing
What's
twin
it in?
movies?
Well, they're
New.
doing another Meet the Fockers movie.
Are
No
they really a
way.
third one?
Yeah, I'm like 98% sure. I mean, I saw it on kind of like a like they're not the worst at guessing movies, and it was on there, so maybe. But the only thing is Ben Stiller. Like I don't know how well he's doing. So I mean,
What's
I know
wrong with Ben Stiller?
he's got some kind of cancer.
What?
Ben Stiller?
He was at
Yeah,
the Knicks game.
No,
I'm like 98% sure. Hold on.
I don't know. That's
dude,
he was
he
at the
better
Knicks
not,
games. I'm pretty
bro.
sure.
I need the conclusion to that Apple TV show. What's that show?
Yeah, it's prostate.
Severance.
Yeah, no, he has prostate cancer.
Oh, that's so bad. People die from that all the time here.
Yeah.
Oh
That's why like I had so much
no.
respect for him because when he diagnosed, I had so much respect for him a few years ago. He came on SNL, still doing skits and little cameos and stuff like that, and
Wow.
he's powering through.
Still going to the Knicks games.
Yeah.
True fan.
Dang. What a trooper.
No, you gotta have a lot of respect for a lot of these actors that keep fighting. Like oh man, I forgive me for forgetting his name. Michael Fox.
Michael
What
Fox.
about him?
Uh, like having I can't remember what he's diagnosed with, but
Oh, is it Parkinson's?
I think it's
Michael J.
Parkinson's.
Fox.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's
he's still
Parkinson's.
he's still doing he's still doing shows or
Show
little things
like
for
yeah, he's showing
fans,
up to events and things. Yeah,
and I just have so much respect for him. Do that for the fans.
heck yeah. What about you? Want to give like an overall impression of Sinners, Chris, or would you like me to go first? You want to go?
It's you're the host, man.
Okay, I'm gonna go. So I thought I went in. By the way, I went into this movie thinking I'm not the target audience. I'm not gonna love this movie. Like it's just gonna be some sort of niche thing that I just wasn't gonna get. And having said that, I watched it and I really liked it a lot. It had scary moments. It had like a little Dawn Till Dusk, Quentin Tarantino's movie, vibes to it. It had like just really great energy. The acting was phenomenal. Michael B. Jordan was phenomenal. It was like, yeah, and I don't want to say this, and it was almost like a musical, really. Like the music was just so like the DNA of that blues and all that stuff that was in there was just so powerfully connected to the narrative, like the crossroads and the demons and angels and all that stuff. It was just so well done. And I know that there were a lot of technical shots when they were doing that whole music sequence when like they're all dancing and stuff. Um, that were just really technically impressive how they did it all, like panning and stuff like that. I thought that was really interesting. The barn burning down, and then how the original three vampires come in, and they're singing that like Irish whatever song. What was that song? It was so creepy. The first song they were singing,
Pick
it
poor
was
Robert
like,
Clean.
yeah, yes.
So
Robin.
not Irish.
What is it?
It's blues.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that is actually symbolism with that was showing how they were already appropriating another culture for their
Oh.
own means to try and gain access.
Yeah, that's way deeper, way better. Blew by me. Still thought it was really cool, but man, that was great. It was really creepy. That whole scene was super creepy. I love what they did with the eyes, with the
Oh yeah,
vampires, and also I think it was such a cool. I don't know if any movie's done this before with vampires. I think it was such an interesting detail that the vampires were like drooling. That was really scary, and like what a cool, interesting details. Like they're so ravenous and like vicious that they're like literally like grossly grotesquely like over exaggerated like salivating. I thought that was really sick. The music was phenomenal. It was almost I would almost call it a musical because of how like deeply ingrained the music was into the movie. Huge fan of musicals. Anything music heavy, I'm here for it. It does a good job. The acting was phenomenal. I like the beginning, the middle, the end. Nonstop action. Was never bored. Personally, give it like a 7.8. I'm very exacting with the scores because I go off of IMDb scores. And at the end, we're going to play a game in the last 5 minutes where we're going to guess what the IMDb score is, and the winner gets a prize. But that's for the end. But that's my impressions of Sinners. I think that's
Candy.
all the thoughts that I had. Maybe,
Oof.
but yeah. So
Is
I'll
it
let you
the
guys.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed this movie and I liked it a lot because it wasn't like I said earlier. Sometimes you appreciate the dumb comedies like Adam Sandler and stuff like that. You just want to watch Billy Madison, turn your mind off, and just go with the flow. But sometimes when directors make movies that really stick out as some kind of art form, I don't know. I feel like it, has a bigger, broader message to it. And with this one, it was an overall message to me of what's the phrasing I'm looking for? Cultural appropriation.
Mhm.
As I mean, you have the vampires who literally come along to try and take over a brand of music that's very, I don't want to say synonymous with a culture, but when you think of blues, you think of certain types of people. And to try and appropriate that and use it for his own, just I don't know, it spoke volumes. Or even when he showed up to the farmhouse
Mhm.
and you notice he sees the clan uniform behind the couple. So all of a sudden it's them dirty engines. I've got this gold, things like
Mhm.
that to draw their attention and showing how he can manipulate and just get right in. And I don't know, even like down to the representation of I believe it was Choctaw people, where they got
Mhm.
actual Choctaw people consultants for the movie and stuff like that to make sure they stayed true to the culture. Or how when they were doing the long music scene you're talking about in the barn while it was burning down, since there was Asian culture there that was representative, that a lot of people don't know this, but one of the reasons they opened up stores is because they had like a toe in both worlds. They could have a white market and they could have a black market and communicate with both audiences and draw them in and stuff like that. Because when they originally came over to replace slaves on
Mhm.
plantations and stuff like that, and then just. But and even down to having the seven deadly sins in the movie themselves, representative of each different character, with Grace being prideful of herself when she goes to attack her husband. causing both of them to burn to death. Or you've got greed with Stack, who just wants money. He doesn't care what's going on, trying to get as much. You've got lust, which honestly, we could be honest, that applies to the whole movie, but mostly I think it relates to Perline. Envy, Mary wanted to be part of their world, but she couldn't really belong because of how she looked. Gluttony is Delta Slim because, couldn't drink enough. Wrath could be. That's the one that kind of tripped me up, and the only one I could really think of was the scene at the end with Smoke, where he takes on the clan. Could be Wrath, because even if you know,
That would have to be Slim at that point.
yeah, and I mean, and if you really think about it, he interrupts a moment with his baby to like finish killing the guy, and then goes off to be with her, and then with Sloth, um, I guess Sammy. And the only thing I could think of made me think of it was the old because I'm doing a little bit of writing myself. I was thinking of the old what's the Arthur, like when you tell him King Arthur's story, what's the circle called?
Knights of the Round Table?
No, like the plot storytelling schematic. Sorry, I'm rambling.
Oh, the
Call to
story
action.
circle.
Like, yeah.
Call to action.
Yes, thank you.
Tip of my tongue.
And he avoids this call to action by just.
I was gonna say Coliseum. Like I was going a whole different direction with that.
But his call to action to be a pastor and walking away from that, being in that life of sin, is what allowed him to get attacked. And sorry, I'm kind of like rambling a little bit, going all over the place. But one of the things that actually drew me to find out about this movie is, funny enough, is I can't remember what level she was at, but before the writer's strike, Disney had someone working for them that was going to work on a Blade project.
Yes.
And then Ryan Coogler got them to come help them make this movie.
Coogler.
So I only found out about this movie because it was actually tied to an MCU project at one point, and which irritates me because this could have been just a phenomenal Blade story. Think about it. His mom could have been one of the people at the bar or the club, the juke joint, that got bit while she was there, working impregnate or something. And I think just going from there could have been amazing. But, we'll never know because Wesley Snipes is right. I think there's only ever going to be one Blade so far.
Someone give this poor kid a blade, man. That's all he wants.
That's all I want, man.
Just like, hey, look, we can turn sinners into Blade. Just
I'm sure. I know it's on the internet somewhere. There is a picture of me in middle school dressed as Blade.
God,
and that's gonna go across the screen right now.
Like I had the leather jacket and like the katana on my back and everything. I was fat and everything.
Yelling
Yes,
it. Of course,
Love
rolling around. You
Love
fell
it,
down
love
wearing
it.
leather. Could you get back up?
I could move back then. I wasn't a stiff. Yeah,
Stuff.
I was fragile in the day.
Also, not to sidetrack totally, but little detail that I thought was interesting. I thought it was so interesting how the Asian characters had both an Asian and Southern accent at the same time.
I think they just had a Southern accent.
It was Asian and Southern.
Yeah, when they
was
spoke,
like really
when
impressive.
they spoke in a different language, it was Asian. But
well, okay, obviously, but when they spoke English, it sounded
honestly,
like
I don't even remember
it was Asian and Southern.
language. I remember the.
No, they spoke a little bit.
Yeah, no, they did. I just don't remember when they did.
I just have never heard a Southern Asian accent. I was like, wow, that's so interesting.
Panhandle of Florida?
No,
I know so many like Filipino people that.
I was about to say.
Well, yeah, but they don't sound Southern and Asian. At least not that I recall.
I didn't. Chris, did you think they sounded Southern and Asian?
Okay, the husband, I will say, when he first came out, sounded a little country.
Definitely. I mean, they sounded country.
But that's why. Maybe you just. But I gotta agree with Charlie. I think it's like just because you heard it like in the foreign language, maybe mixed with.
No, I think he saw Asian people and just assumed like there's something Asian-y going on here, and then they were talking like that. And he's like, "Oh my goodness,
how
are they doing this? How are they doing the sorcery?
They look one way, but they sound a
He's like,
different way.
He's like, they sound like them, but I still can hear a little Asian. I'm gonna get them.
Yeah, I thought that was
No, Aaron,
interesting.
when you were talking earlier, you were saying before you went in the movie, you were like, I don't think I'm the target audience. I obviously don't feel like I was a target audience. Like, like Chris, you were talking about, or Aaron, one of y'all were talking about. No, Aaron,
Mhm.
you were talking about the pan. They did the panoramic thing, and it kept just changing through all the different music or whatever. I was just like, I don't get what's going on really here. Like, oh, the band. I was like, wait, the barn didn't really burn down. Obviously, I watch movies and I tend not to like catch on to like, the symbolism of things. Like I'm
Yeah.
just watching the movie as a movie, and I was trying to look for the symbolism. So like, I mean, I understood the symbolism there. I was just like,
Yeah.
I didn't love it as much as but like it wasn't like for me.
Like
Well,
the roof is on fire. That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah, I
Like
was
they were
like, they're
burning
really
down the
burning it
house.
down. Yeah, I kept thinking
Yeah.
random things in my head.
It's
Well,
probably smarter than that, but go ahead, Chris.
Oh,
Tell
I
us
knew
what
it
it
was
really
smarter than
means.
that.
oh
but,
yeah. I gotta
I
be
mean,
the nerd.
I liked how that like they did the scene very well. I thought
Yeah.
the building like burning down and then like the vampires coming in and it being like burnt down and seeing it and then it like boom, it was back to normal. Like I thought that was a good transition. I
Yeah, it
enjoyed
was
that
cool.
scene visually. I just didn't really like
Didn't understand the meaning behind it. But Chris is going to tell us what it means. Chris, please educate
because
us.
he researches and put a lot of thought
Yes.
into
Well,
this.
like,
For
and
other
I
reasons.
might be wrong. I don't want to say like I'm the rightest person ever, but so I think it's because music goes throughout a generational thing that binds us. And I know this is gonna sound like a joke. I know it's gonna sound like I made it up, but even if you take like the element of what is nowadays associated as twerking, is like it actually goes back to an older ancient tribal dance. I know. I'm sorry.
My ancestors twerked and I
Here he
still
goes,
twerk
dude.
too.
This
Well,
is
not y'all's
the
ancestors, but
Marvel Universe fanboy, dude. The
Wait,
ultimate
why
rider
can't my
right here, dude.
ancestors twerk?
Defending
You don't know my people.
She-Hulk to this day.
defending what?
She-Hulk to this day.
Okay, I didn't say anything about She-Hulk, which we don't want to get to that debate because it is debatable.
She's twerking in that
Not
show.
not that we haven't been off topic like probably half the time, but
Okay,
like
so here's the
Aaron,
thing:
I
is
can read your shirt and it says Dr. Pepper.
I am a
Like
doctor.
some licensing issues you might have.
uh,
May also have a Dr. Pepper.
but no, She-Hulk. Okay, so it's like you guys are talking about is there's a target audience for shows, and sometimes you just might not be in that target audience. Just because you're not in that target audience doesn't diminish anyone else's ability to enjoy that show. Just because it doesn't aim at you, just because it isn't for you. Maybe you don't like the political beliefs. Maybe you don't like what the message is behind it. Maybe you don't like a certain actor. That's okay. That doesn't make it a bad show to everyone. So I think sometimes people need to just like calm down and stop ripping things apart. I mean, let's be real. Like no one ever talks about everyone behind the scenes that works on a movie. And you never know who's online. You never who's going to see your opinion. So just being, a monster and, crapping on someone's work is just I don't get it.
Yes, but also I disagree with you entirely. I think that we have a right to judge art. I think art is absolutely subjective, but I think some art is better than other art, and we should encourage good art. We should discourage bad art. Good art should float to the filters, float through the filters to the top, and bad art should be like, "Hey, man, you made a show, you did a lot of hard work, but it is just not that good. You did some things wrong. Do better next time." Like people have to fail to become better at stuff. That's a known fact. I mean, Hitler failed at art, and then look what happened. He reacted very poorly to failing art school. Not everybody's gonna react that way, but not not to bring not to bring Hitler into this. Let's leave
Yeah, I
that
was
away.
like, I
But
don't know why you went a Hitler
I don't know
route.
why I went
Yeah,
there either.
that's pretty bad, bro.
I don't know. I was trying to make a joke,
I think what Chris was getting at
but
was
with
more
this
like
mustache,
people
I don't
purely
think I can make
shitting
that
on a
joke.
movie just because they disagree with the meaning and thought behind it. Like, oh, like say you took Sinners and you're just like, oh, this is just like black culture being
Yeah.
pushed
Okay.
away.
Well,
Like,
no. I
I
mean,
hate
but I
this
didn't think
movie
that.
now.
I thought it was
But
great.
you didn't watch the movie and like actually like, oh, cool, the vampires were done very well or a unique take
Yeah.
here. You're just like, oh, I just hate this movie because I don't agree with the beliefs solely. It has
Yeah, I
nothing to do with
agree
the
with
movie.
that. I think people's criticism should have merit. If you're going to criticize something, I think it should have some validity and merit. But also, I mean, if you make bad art, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, if you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie.
yeah, I mean, if you have some like valid criticism, like the plot dragged, or the characters are thin, or the CGI was terrible, or blah 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 blah, I think those are valid criticisms of art that a good artist, discerning artist would listen to and can take to heart or not and create new and better art. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I really liked Creed, Ryan Coolidge.
Coogler, the
Coogler. Why do I
Coogler.
keep thinking Ryan Coogler made the original Creed movie, which is a sequel series to one of my
Yeah,
favorite movie
Michael
series
B.
of all
Jordan.
time. Yeah, Rocky. The Rocky movies are like phenomenal, and Creed was really, really great. I love the way that they did like the legacy thing, like handing down. Um, that was really fun. Those movies got a little twisted, but that first one was really good. I did not see the second Black Panther movie, um, because it's in the era of MCU where I just have a little bit of MCU fatigue. So really, that's the main reason. I haven't watched a lot of newer MCU anything after Endgame. I have just not really been that big into. I don't know about you guys, but I just have not been able to
I
follow.
mean, I know
Chris is so
Chris.
upset. Chris is like, "I
Yeah,
watched it
Chris
all.
hurt
How
his
dare
soul, and I'll
you?"
just jump in there.
Oh,
I probably fell off the same time you did. Like, I got
yeah.
through Endgame, and I was like,
No, everything.
all right. I want to watch Daredevil.
Oh, so good, really good. I've watched all of it. Anything that comes out Marvel related, I usually watch. I, probably a couple times, and I mean, it's just, it's. I don't know. I understand not all of it's that good. Like for example, WandaVision is still one of the best like TV programs I've ever watched in my life, and because it has a personal meaning to me with the ending of the series talking about grief is love persevering. That just hit me on an. I saw your eye roll.
No, no,
Um,
no, no,
uh,
not eye roll. No, I thought that was. I think that's really good. Yeah.
Guys, you're
What
gonna have
is
to
it?
change the name of this
Grief is
video from like Sinner's Review to
oh,
like,
I know.
hey, like three guys just
haters.
like bullshitting about
Yeah.
somewhat related to.
I mean, we're just talking movies. We're talking about sinners. We're talking movies, but yeah,
I don't know. Like some of it, I think's been great. Like if you also take the expanded stuff, like X Men '97 was
phenomenal.
right, phenomenal. The
End of
animation,
WandaVision, though, I hated. End of WandaVision, though, with the shooting lights into the sky, I thought kind of lessened all the incredible story that they set up in the beginning of the show. I will say.
I mean, they have to do that kind of part, and that's because you gotta like try and get a little bit of everything into it to get a look for everyone.
Random
So
people just getting WandaVision spoiled. Sorry, y'all.
it
Oh,
happens.
sorry. Yeah, WandaVision spoilers.
Someone
But I
shoots
mean,
a
it's
rainbow
not
out of
really a
their
spoiler.
hand
I
and
just said they shot lights in the sky.
that's
But I guess that's a minor
I was
spoiler
about to
if you haven't
I was
watched.
this close to watching it and now I'm like, ah no, rainbow out of her hand.
Ah.
It's over.
Anyway, you're right, Charlie. We have wandered way far away from sinners. Probably my fault. So sorry. Let's get back.
Usually.
Chris, get us back with a sinner's fact from your factoid list. Give it to
So
me, baby.
I like to study like different beliefs and things like that. And one of the things I kind of appreciated, not necessarily for myself because I don't practice, but I think a lot of times, especially maybe in the '90s, early 2000s, like voodoo and hoodoo were kind of like lumped into this same, all everything is together. When there is a bit of separation between hoodoo and voodoo, and you know the fact that they did this in the movie, they showed that the I cannot remember her name. I'm sorry. Uh,
Hailee.
no, the shoot, the one that did the cooking.
Oh, the wife.
Not the wife.
No,
The
not the wife.
uh, the one.
Smokes girl.
Yeah, Smokes Girl.
The one
Oh,
he
Uh,
had the baby that
yeah,
didn't make it with.
how she practiced hoodoo, and it wasn't the same as voodoo. Like hoodoo is traditionally more of an earthly type connection, and you can even be studying other religions like Christianity under hoodoo, where voodoo is more of a major religion by itself.
hmm.
I didn't know that. I
I didn't know
mean,
there
you
was
would
difference.
ask
Yeah.
me like tomato, tomato, hoodoo, voodoo. I just thought it
Yeah.
was a made up word.
Yeah. I
Also,
did. I
didn't
did.
catch that she said hoodoo. What was your favorite part of the movie?
Yeah.
I want to almost say the where the barn is burning down.
Mm.
Um, I really like that part because like yourself, Aaron, I love musicals, so any kind of music segment like that, I'm going to be a big fan of. Um, but I have to say, like the moment where Smoke sits there and he knows he's going to die, and he gets to look over and see like his family. Like I thought that was just beautifully well
Mm.
done. I thought the imagery behind it was well done, and it just that might be my personal favorite part of the movie.
That was really cool. Yeah.
Aaron,
What about
favorite
you,
part?
Charlie?
No, I asked first.
Oh, well, I mean, there was so much that I really, really liked about it. I also liked the detail, and I don't know if you really were able to see this, Charlie, because you watched it on your phone.
Oh my
So I don't know if you're
goodness.
able to see the. I'm sorry, but
Supposed to
literally,
hate that I
they
watched it
changed
on the
the.
phone. I
Yeah,
have
they changed that.
children. It's hard to watch this movie with a
You
guitar
watched it,
piece
dude. I
going
didn't think you were
halfway
gonna
through
even be
someone's
able to.
face.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that you watched it because I was like,
No, real thanks goes to Chris for sharing his information
yes,
so I could watch it.
thank you,
So
Christopher.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Because I was not about to close out of 80 ads.
Yeah, it's too much work for Charlie. I should have known. It's too much work.
Whoa,
We have
whoa!
a
None of us would
problem with
ever
people.
use any site like that
Yeah,
or anything at all. We use the
never have.
major streaming platforms
Always
and always
legally,
yes.
So
Yeah.
of
the
course.
minor detail I missed, Aaron. I
Yes.
watched
The
it my
minor
phone.
detail being how they kept changing the aspect ratio. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah.
I'm
When
sure
the
you noticed it, Chris.
switch to the action scenes.
So cool. I loved that. Like it would
Yeah.
just kept going and then it just kept shrinking. Thought that was really cool. I mean, but as far as like favorite scene goes, that whole scene in the bar, it was so cool that he's singing his song and that guy has a great voice. The kid who's singing, um,
Jayme,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's got such a great voice.
the 1992 guy that said
Yeah.
at the end. I was
What's
assuming it
his
was
name?
Sammy when he was older.
Well,
It is
yeah,
him, but you're
but
talking about the
I'm trying to
actor.
think of the actual
Yeah, I don't know who the actual
actor's
person was. I
name.
figured it was a real person.
Yeah, I
So is
figured it
this like
was.
his story?
Ugh, that's gonna
Based
drive me
on true
nuts.
events.
Based on true events.
So when you watch a movie, do you ever notice how sometimes it's like widescreen or letterbox? Like sometimes where it's all the way across, there's black bars at the top. Sometimes there's no
Right.
black bars.
Sometimes
Yeah,
there's
when
no black.
you like widescreen mode.
Yeah. So those
Yes.
are different
Yeah.
aspect ratios. I'm gonna send you a video later because Ryan Coogler actually does a really good breakdown of different aspect ratios and why directors use certain ones.
Wait, so
Oh,
like
that's
it was going
interesting. Yeah.
widescreen mode randomly on me?
Just
Yeah.
I think it's just once when they go into the fight scene, right? Is it
No, they
more?
did it. They did it like 3 or 4 times at least.
I
They
mean,
did it
like
just
I like the camera angles and stuff
right.
they did, but
Yeah.
like I never noticed my screen go widescreen.
Yeah. And then also, um, in the barn when they're doing the singing and stuff, the one part where he's talking about how he can call like, spirits from all cultures and they go like really, really old and the old tribal stuff. And then they do this fusion with like the electric guitars and stuff like to the future. And then they start spinning and doing that. That fusion of like past to future in like a musical was so creative and I thought really unique. Like this is basically La La Land for black people is what this movie is.
I didn't see La La
If
Land.
you've ever seen La La Land,
No, I'm
that's
looking
gonna be
at
the
Chris. I
tag.
can't tell what Chris's expression is right now when you said this.
Is he frozen?
I think
Is
he's
he upset?
froze.
If he's frozen exactly like that's really
I'm
funny.
pretty sure he just froze like that. Do we wait for
I
him or
broke
should we
his
keep going?
I broke his computer with
He
my
was so offended
racial
by you
remark.
saying "la la" for black
Oh
people.
my god, he's gone. We lost him. Oh no, Charlie.
My favorite part was Grace's death when she like runs out and she stabs her husband, but they're both on fire, and she's just keeping it, taking him, and then they both. It shows their burning bodies later. Like I'm sure there's some symbolism there, but I just thought it was beautifully done and it looked cool.
Dude, that
I'm a simple
was
minded. I
really
was like,
sick.
that was a sick death.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to have an issue with like people dying off screen as much as it happened, but like I think I was just trying to pick something to like nitpick at, and I guess it really didn't
Oh.
bother me as much. I didn't like Grace's husband when like he just like I felt it was unnecessary to show him walking outside.
Well,
I just like if you were just gonna not show him die out there or show something else out there. I don't know if I missed it. I rewatched it and it's just
wait,
like
what
him
happened?
walking.
Sorry, it cut out for a second.
Joe and Grace, and he's like, "But my friend's dad died or whatever, not dad, brother died." And I'm like, all right, never mind. I'll go get the car. And like he never comes back, but it shows him walk outside, and he's just walking across the parking lot or the
Yeah.
field, whatever it is. And like I don't see anything else in the background. I don't see anyone creeping up. I don't see him
Uh-huh.
like infinitely about to die. Like, of course he gets turned, but like if you're not going to show the death on screen, I don't get the point of showing him outside. Why something small like that annoys me so much.
Yeah.
And there, but I might have missed it. But I rewatched. I don't see anything popping up.
Well, I think it was more like, the mystery, like you assume that he's gonna get taken. And I think it's more for like the reveal after when he comes up. And I thought that was also really well done. Like he kept this, like that dude is like, like eating the guy on the floor, and he just comes up to talk to his wife. It's like, hey, get in the car, let's leave. Just like so casually, like ignoring this gruesome like scene happening right now. She's like, are you not seeing this? And he's like, yeah. He's a little hungry. He's just having a little snack. Come on, let's go. And he says it so casually, like so inviting to try to get her to come out of the house. It was. I thought that was pretty
I just thought
creepy.
you already had that. Like if he was just like, all right, I'll go get the car, and then like you see him like just leave. Like that was enough. Like he didn't come back. Like you already don't know if he died or not. The next time you see him, he's a vampire. What's the point
Hmm.
of showing him walking outside?
You got anything, Chris?
I
Is
mean,
there something I missed there?
it could be to build suspense because I mean,
I just didn't. I just found it unnecessary, and
it's like
that's obviously not important to the overall total of the movie. But that annoyed me for some reason.
yeah, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just. It was just. I mean, did it change anything? It just felt
Yeah.
randomly unnecessary. That's why I
Also,
went
that
back to
poor.
rewatch it. I was like, there has to be something more in that little part.
Yeah. Also, the poor guy who was just drunk, and they just threw him outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had to go back actually and watch that. I'm like, where did this guy come from? And also, there's a guy when they're all eating garlic. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, who is that guy? Who's the guy that hands Perline the garlic? Like, I'm looking, I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. Like,
Some red shirt.
yeah, well,
Oh.
then when they start fighting and I'm seeing these people getting wrecked, I'm like, where did all these extra random people come from? Like, you did the
I.
garlic test. The only one other new person I didn't know was that random guy. But I swear there's like 3 people that get killed, and I'm like, where did these people come from? They just gained teammates, red shirts.
I also that's where I take a couple points off from it being like an 8 to below, is that towards the big fight scenes at the end, it was like they're attacking the vampires and they're overwhelmed and they're dying, but not all of them are dying, and then the vampires are running away for
Yeah,
no reason. Like, why are you running
them
away?
randomly dipping out like made no sense either.
Yeah.
Especially if the
Like
guy's
the
just
one
gonna
guy
like
gets stabbed and they're
go
like,
to the
quick,
other side
run
and jump.
away. Like, what are you running from? Like, you have the upper hand. You can just eat these guys. Like, you
Are we
can't
ready to talk
die.
about the vampires?
Yes.
So I mean I like a unique take on the vampires. Obviously when they actually like bite people, gruesome. Thought there was plenty enough gore. Like I love gore. I'm all for it. Like obviously I'll always take more, but like that was plenty. I wasn't like wanting more. Well,
You said there
unnaturally
wasn't
having.
enough.
No, there was plenty. I was saying I had
Oh,
no qualms with the gore.
heck yeah.
I like they're like little like conniving style vampires. Like they're like, oh hey, like oh yeah, no, I'm your buddy kind of thing. Like a little like I don't know, and they gave the guy kind of like Irish at points. It's like a little more leprechaun tricking you kind of feel. Like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, no, I got this for you. I got gold. Like, is it a leprechaun?
Yeah, right. That's funny. I didn't
Like,
even
all
think
right,
about
the
that. It's so
guy's
true.
Irish. He's got gold. He's trying to trick you. Like, usually, obviously, you need to be vampires to be invited into houses. Do you have symbolism on any of the white characters in the movie?
The clan?
Oh, well, they're not all clan. The vampires are white, but
Well, I mean, I
just
thought,
black symbolism. Just asking.
well, I mean, there's a symbolism of doing the Irish jig, like that's part of Irish culture. I know Irish when they first came over to the country,
No, the Irish are slaves, and also poor
That's
potato.
true.
pretty much. So, I mean, I know they had the same kind of issues there. I don't know too much about Irish culture to really speak, and I don't want to sound
I
Ignorant.
mean, they were
ignorant.
all. I mean, Asians obviously went through a slavery, like you said. They came over as slaves. I mean, every culture that was in that, like, besides
Yeah.
obviously the clan people,
Yes.
everyone else was slaves at some point.
Pretty much. And I mean, I don't know.
I'm not putting you on the spot, Chris.
Okay, okay.
I just like, I know you like researched it, but like we were saying, like target audience, like you have a lot of black symbolism. I was like, well, all the bad guys are white.
I mean, that's Charlie. The thing with modern movies is
There's no good
they
white guy in
hate
the
white
movie.
people. They don't
Yeah,
like white people. You're not
that
allowed to be white and be a good guy.
I have no issue
Any
with
good
it.
white guy is like it's because he has a black guy above him who's really much better than him, and that's why he can be a little bit good.
The only good white person is not even fully white. Hailee Steinfeld's character.
Yeah, well, yeah, and she even said in the movie, "I don't want to be white. I don't want
Chris
to be with
Frozen
no
again.
whitey Peckerwood." Also, what does Peckerwood mean? I hear that in the movies all the time. Like black people calling white people Peckerwood. What is that? Does anyone know? I meant to look it up before we did the stream because I was like, should I be offended when I hear
Look
that?
it up. Look it up
What does it
now. I don't
mean?
know.
Chris, can you look it up? I feel like you have
Chris
to
is
do it.
definitely Frozen again.
Oh, we lost him. His PC's overheating. We just keep offending him, so he just keeps leaving us.
Every time it gets a little controversial, he just like
He just
just
overheats
like can't
and
do it
leaves us.
much.
It's so funny, Chris, because we keep saying stuff that's like a
Your
little
face freezes with the
controversial.
perfect expression for like what
Yeah,
we're
like
talking
anytime
about,
like
and
we're
then we're like
offending
waiting for
you,
you to chime in for a second, and I'm always like, yeah, he's
and then you're just
Frozen.
like,
No, I don't know what's going on. My PC keeps like overheating.
yeah.
Being
Have you
offended.
tried
We're
blowing
offending
on
you
it?
so much.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
glass
blow it,
case.
Chris.
Yeah.
What does Peckerwood mean, Chris?
Yeah, what's Peckerwood
What
mean?
is the
Should we be
origin?
offended? The
We
key
want to
thing
we want to
anyone
be
takes from
offended.
this whole thing: should white people be offended by the term Peckerwood?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not Urban Dictionary.
Peckerwood, a white person, especially. Oh, it's a poor white person.
What does it mean? Where does it come from?
Peckerwood
What's
is
the
a
origin?
U.S. racial. I'm just gonna say word used against white people, especially poor rural whites. It's just poor white country folk.
But what's the mean? Where's it come from? Oh, I gotta find out.
Originally an ethnic slur, the term has been reclaimed by a subculture related to prison gangs and outlaw motorcycle clubs. Imagine the Peckerwoods rolling up on you with their motorcycle gang. I wouldn't want to be the Peckerwoods in prison either. That does not sound good. Hey, well, come join the Peckerwoods over here, Chris.
God.
We'll
I'm
keep you
looking it up.
safe, big boy. Up on the back.
What the heck? I'm trying to find out Peckerwood. Can you guys hear it?
No. Why don't you tell us what it says?
Oh, I'm trying to listen to it, you wieners.
You can't read?
Where does the term Peckerwood originate from? What does it originally mean?
Sub discussion how society is on a downhill spiral for our reliance on technology, and now the current AI culture coming out is
Dude.
1,000% doing us.
Have you seen
You
those?
don't even know we could be AI.
You know those new videos, like these like
I
kids
don't
at like
watch this.
restaurants, like where they can't do like $1. Like someone gives them like total's like 19.50, so the person gives them 20.50,
Yeah,
and they're like broke on the change, like how to do it.
yeah. No, kids don't understand math anymore because
I,
technology does it all for them.
I
Everything's
remember
relying on technology.
I remember going to Subway and applying for a job when I turned 16. There was a math test on there.
Yeah, you didn't get that job.
Oh, yeah. I never claimed to be a smart man.
You have not. So the vampires, right? I did like the drooling aspect. They are hungry for them. What Aaron brought up earlier, I believe.
Okay, I got it, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's about to chime back in. I'm gonna stop on the vampire talk. We'll
All right, here we
eventually
go.
talk vampire.
So,
Peckerwood.
peckerwood is a Southern slang reversal of woodpecker. It was first used by African Americans to describe lower class, rural, often racist white people, especially those who clung to Confederate ideas and beliefs. It's meant to be mocking. Woodpeckers were viewed as loud, foolish birds, always pecking away, noisy, but not necessarily smart. Um, and I guess I guess blacks at that time were called like crows or whatever. So like that bird terminology, I guess they like tried to reverse and
You're
reclaim
gonna call
sort
us a
of
bird. We're gonna call you a bird, right?
exactly something like that. So
I don't know
now we all
why.
know.
While you explained that, I got mildly offended for woodpeckers. I'm like, I don't generally think woodpeckers are dumb. Like they're pretty smart using their, God-given talent to get what they need to survive.
Yeah.
Why I'm offended for the woodpeckers? It's probably just because I've watched a lot of Wildcrats. Sorry.
So yeah, I love wildcats. So Chris,
Wildcats are
you
great.
are
Chris,
allowed to
Wildcrats.
call us Peckerwood now if you get angry at us.
Well,
I'm
what
giving
is
you a P card.
Aaron? What do you get to call Chris if you get angry?
What do I get to call Chris?
A good friend,
Career
good
over
friend
before it
indeed.
started.
Oh no.
So yeah, the
Chris
vampires,
is an
right?
excellent athlete. Yes, vampires. I'm gonna edit that
So
part out for
clearly,
sure.
oh, he definitely is gonna edit that out. You should have heard the other
We'll just take that part out.
the other edits, even worse.
Oh god.
The lead vampire,
Remick.
Remick.
Yeah.
old Remy here. Sorry,
Oh,
Chris.
Remy.
Re-
God.
Remick. I really just want to say Remy. I'm gonna do it anyway. Sorry, Chris. So Remy is the only vampire that has like powers. It seems like he can obviously jump up or half fly. Whatever he does, you never fully see it. But like the other vampires aren't. I mean, like Smoke smashes through the door, but like I think Smoke was able to do that already. No, Stack. Sorry, I meant to say Stack. When Stack smashes through the door after he's a vampire, I didn't take that as him being like extra strong because he's a vampire. That's just because he was Stack. So all the sub vampires, they're more like kind of zombie esque. Like they're just kind of the run and grab. Like they're trying to trick you and stuff. They're gonna run and try to get you, but they're not like super fast or super strong or nothing. They can't jump and
Oh.
fly around like him.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I thought that was well. You never see it. I'm just
That's
kind of taking
true.
that. So
Now
like,
that you
is he the
mention it.
only one that could do that? Everyone else is more kind of a zombie feel
Yeah.
of them. So like
Yeah,
when
like
you're saying
tier
like
of
I thought it was weird
vampire.
they survived the big attack, and you were
Uh,
like, oh, then they
you know,
dipped out. Well, they're not like if they were all vampires with like the original one, like they were clearly gonna get wrecked.
hmm,
But
that
like
does
they
make
weren't.
more
They were like
sense.
lesser vampires, like you were saying. There was like a hierarchy. It felt.
Yeah. And that would make more sense why they were overwhelmed easier because they're more like a hive mind. So maybe that made them less smart,
But
but they
he
were just
didn't make
regular
other
strength.
vampires. He made like hive mind kind of things. It
Yeah.
was a very different take on like the vampire.
Yeah, it was actually. It's kind of interesting, kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I like fresh takes, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Um,
good point.
I didn't. So like they beat. Who's the big bad in this?
Remick,
Who's
isn't
the
Yeah,
he?
villain?
Remick.
He's the villain.
Yeah, the main
They
vampire.
defeat the villain, and then like the movie goes on for them to defeat the worst villain, the Ku Klux Klan.
Huh?
And racism. They killed the racists. Racism was worse than the vampire demons.
Well, I think
That's why
it's not that they were the same. Well, not really the same, but one's cultural appropriation and one is cultural genocide.
yeah, well, I feel like in a movie generally the big main bad guy is the last one that gets killed. So then they killed what they viewed as more of a big bad guy. The racist people.
The
That's how
real
I took it.
villain is racism.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, you thought we just killed the main villain. Not yet.
No,
This guy's gonna finish the job.
we killed the concept of bigotry and racism.
I'm not making like, fun of it. I'm just trying to like and generally when you watch a movie, when like who's the last guy that gets killed? The big bad.
Yeah.
So like they killed it, then they're like, all right, we gotta go on and we gotta kill these other guys. I'm like, all right, what am I trying to read into this? Is what I guess I'm getting
Oh,
at. I
okay.
just
You're
wrote
trying to.
symbolism, racism worse than vampires.
Oh, okay. You're trying to get like the
I was
meaning
trying
behind
to
the movie.
yeah, like why didn't they I mean, obviously they didn't know about them coming to kill them. They found out from the vampires. They never got to the point where the clan was coming over to kill them all. So I guess I don't know how they would have like, I'm gonna kill this now because they're not the big bad. It feels off to me not ending with the main villain. I can't think of what the term. What's a movie
Antagonist.
term? Yeah, antagonist. Thank you. I don't know. I was
I like
curious
that.
about
That
that.
wasn't the
Look, I
end of
watched
the
the
movie.
movie trying to like judge the movie. I didn't end up watching how my normal scope is, I guess. Like I would have
Makes
blindly
sense.
just watched it and not like tried to read into anything. I was like, all right, oh yeah, cool. He fucked these guys up too. I enjoyed it from that aspect. Like
Yeah.
me just watching it with just like my normal vision, I'm like, all right, cool. Like no action really happens till like an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, which probably more common than I realized. I mean, it was like a 2 hour plus movie.
Mm.
And I didn't mind the build up. I mean, I like the pieces. It slowly introduced each character. I kind of like the like collecting of characters as they went.
Yeah, I
Kind of
thought they did that really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
classic feel. I feel like like Wizard of Oz kind of here's a character. Oh, add another one to the group. We're building the band kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly thought that buildup was pretty great. I mean, from the beginning, like you have this like hook, this kid's coming to the church, he's got this guitar gripped in his hand, something went horribly, horribly wrong. Then it's a day earlier, and then we just meet him, and these guys come to town, and they got this mysterious truck, and they're like going around all these places. You old so and so, what are you doing here? And there's like all this drama, and then you have the oldest of the twins saying, "Oh, we want to make this juke joint out in uh out at this barn," and then they're trying to make that happen. I thought that was a really good setup because there's a goal for the beginning half of the movie for the midpoint. Like they're trying to get this set up for this juke joint that they're trying to open up. So I think that was done really, really well. I enjoyed that, and also the ending after the credits. I don't know if you got to watch the after credits scene. I
Oh,
assume.
I didn't look. Does everything do an after credit thing now?
I
Well, it was
guess,
a
yeah,
Marvel
everything's
movie.
I thought that
Marvel.
was just like, yeah, I thought it was just Marvel.
No, they
Are you
look
talking about the
great.
first one or the second one?
The first one was the one where they're at the bar.
Hmm?
Wait, what?
Was that the first
There's
one?
two of them?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like an after credit. It's not really a scene. It's more just Preacher Boy playing a song.
Well, the last I saw was 1992, and then it was Preacher
That's the
Boy,
first one.
and then like, well, that was like how the movie ended. Then the credits started, and then I was like, I made it to the end, and I didn't watch anything past that.
What was the last scene? Him
It's
playing the song?
Preacher Boy. I can't remember what song he plays.
I didn't. He didn't even.
Oh,
He wasn't even playing a song when I saw him.
So
yeah, he was at the
it's the
bar.
younger actor. Like it's in the church and
Oh,
everything.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't see that. I
oh,
did
oh
not see that
man,
song.
I have to look that up.
How did
Maybe
you
I'll
see the
throw
one
that up on the
after it?
screen.
Because
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
think
a
you saw the
Marvel
one
fan.
after it, but not the very, like No, Aaron.
Oh, my
You
bad.
didn't see
Me?
both of them.
Oh, I only saw when they were at the bar. Did you see when they were at the bar?
Yeah, that's the 1992 scene he's talking about.
Yeah, so you did see that. That's what I saw, but I didn't see the scene
I only
after that.
saw him say 1992, and then it showed him on stage, and then
Oh, you
it
didn't
like
see where they
movie
walked in
image.
the bar?
No.
No, there's a whole
Oh
scene
yeah,
also
dude, the
where
twin walked in.
yeah, so the twin survived,
Go ahead.
and so did Hailee Steinfeld.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
who is it? Smoke I can't. I get their names mixed.
Stack,
Stack.
Stack survived.
The
Pretty sure
Stack and
Stack.
Haley Steinfeld's character.
Yeah, they walk into the bar and they
Yes,
say, "Hey, man, how?"
vampires.
They pretty much say, "Hey, how you doing? We know you're dying. Do you
They're
want to be?"
vampires.
Yeah,
Well, they were vampires. They got away all
yeah.
those years ago.
His brother let him go. He said, "Just
Right,
stay
his
away
brother.
from
So we
Sammy."
found out his brother
They.
actually let him go. His brother actually didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed all of this fancy little.
Oh yeah, it
Are they
was
setting
really
it up
great.
for like some kind of weird sequel?
Hopefully,
Oh
no. God, I hope not.
Well,
well,
yeah.
no.
I mean,
Also, the director. So I was looking at stuff about the movie. The director said
he loves
he
Michael
wanted
B.
this
Jordan
movie to
though.
be like the full picture. He didn't want to set it up for any kind of sequel or anything like that. He wanted it to be like the
Then why
complete.
add that?
Well, no, I mean it was more of like a bookend than it was
It's like an
like a setting
epilogue.
up for sequel. Yeah, it was an
So
epilogue.
they
Like,
walk into
hey,
the bar.
he walks in with the girl. Stack walks in with Haley's character, Pauline. Right, they're
No, no, no,
vampires.
no, no. Pauline
No,
was
no,
the
no.
singer.
No one was
Oh, right,
named
right.
Pauline. It was Pearline.
Pearline. There we go.
Early.
And yeah,
Right.
that was the girl Sammy liked.
Okay,
When
well,
she
not.
died off screen, you see her get bit, and then like that's the end of her. She's a
Is
vampire.
she the one that survived?
No,
No, he's Haley
Who was it?
Steinfeld.
the Mary.
Haley,
Whatever her
her
name
name
was.
Mary.
Anyway, like Chris said, they walk into the bar, and he's like, "Hey, your brother." And another detail that you didn't mention was like he says, "Your brother promised to let me go if I promised to leave you alone."
Yeah.
So, which I've done all these years. And now he smells them. He's like, "I see your time's finally about to be up. Do you want to keep it going? I can make you one of us." And also like obviously he's
So
rich. He's
wait, he
still as
promised his
young.
brother he would let the vampires go.
He would leave. No, he promised his brother he would leave Sammy alone.
He would leave Sammy
Oh,
alone. Right, he wouldn't
gotcha.
turn him into a vampire because they're vampires. So
Gotcha.
his brother, when he's about to stab him, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna let you go, but don't hurt Sammy." And he's like, "Okay, fine." So all these years later, they come and visit him because he's about to die.
That makes
Uh,
sense. I was gonna complain like I didn't see him like kill his brother.
yeah, well, that's why because he didn't die. So
That
and
makes
then
sense.
he's like, "Yeah, do you want to become one of us?" And he's like, "No, I've seen enough of this world." And they have this like emotional moment, and it's a nice, beautiful epilogue. When they leave, and then he's playing some song like Chris says, and which it was really nice. It was like a really nice way to like close it that I wasn't expecting, like a complete closure. It was good. It's really good. I didn't see the thing at the end though, Chris. After credits, I'll have to see if I can watch that. Um, yeah.
Another thing different from normal. Gets vampires like the head vampire got killed and they still live, so it's a little different.
What about him?
The head vampire guy, how he died, the little fire tornado kind of thing.
Yeah,
It was
that
cool,
was
but he
sick.
died. So like normally you'd think you kill the head vampire, everyone else is dead. So
Well, they did say that you have to kill them one by one. If even if you kill the head
the head
vampire, that
vampire,
the
yeah.
rest
I
of them
thought it.
don't
I was
die.
trying to. I went back to try to figure. I knew they said something about the vampire.
Yeah, they did say that for sure.
I don't know. I don't know if I like my vampires being so like friendly. Like I know they're like just trying to trick you. But like I said, it was more like a leprechaun vibe.
Mhm. It was interesting.
Not
They
just
did
because she
have a
was Irish and had gold. Like that just came up. I meant like like oh try and oh have this and then like they try to get you.
they did make them more. It's so interesting because like you have like a Nosferatu type vampire that like is totally like eccentric, like weird vibe, and then you have like a Edward Cullen, like they're like good vampires. Then you have maybe like an underworld where there are good and bad vampires, and they have that hierarchy.
Blade
And then
vampire.
these vampires were really like ghostly, like very scary in a different way because they were so inviting and friendly and then like that dark side, like they were evil, purely evil, but they were like insidious. They were like, sneak in like, "Hey, yeah, we're just here, we're gonna sing, we got coin to spend, we're just gonna come and sing our song," and it was very
Yeah.
insidious. That made it very scary for me. Yeah,
Like
but
I
you said
get
you
they
didn't like
wanted.
that.
No. I mean, that's not how I want my vampire. Like I don't
What do you want
know.
your vampire? What do you want? What's the vibe?
I
What's the
don't.
vampire vibe?
Well, like I don't know. Like you if you're gonna turn someone else into a vampire, like they gotta have powers too. Like this little hive mind, like little, you know.
So you're
Well,
saying you wanted the
Like yeah, you get to
vampire
live.
to?
Like you're just being immortal, but you don't gain anything extra. Like what's the deal with this head? I
Um,
always want to know more information too. Like why does this guy have powers and the rest don't? Like was he like the
yeah,
OG one? Is there other ones? Like
yeah. Well, there's definitely
I'm
there's
used
like.
to. I guess I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to vampires. Like I want my vampire turns other vampires into vampires.
Did you ever see Underworld?
Yes, a long time ago.
Yeah,
Not very
I
fresh in
really
my
like the
head.
way that they describe the hierarchy of vampires. There's the like original line that have all these extra powers, and then there are the whatever like legacy or whatever family of vampires that have a lot of powers, and then there are the vampires that get bit that can, I don't know if it's, can they infect other vampires, but they're like lower. I don't know if it's Salem's Lot. I'm mixing all the vampire lore together, but there's like a hierarchy of vampires. There's like these vampires that have all the powers, and then these like middle level vampires that can infect other vampires, create new vampires, and then there's like the low level like zombie vampires that don't have a lot of thoughts. They're just like mosquitoes. They're just like ravenous beasts that want to suck blood.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have
Yeah,
more like feral type vampires. Chris,
yeah,
rank your top 5 favorite vampires
that's
ooh,
good.
wait,
types.
vampire
Not
species
yeah,
or
like types,
specific?
like what we were
Our
just discussing,
movies.
basically. Yeah,
Uh,
you could just
Yeah.
say a movie and be like, yeah, like how they portray them.
I mean, you got to give. I don't know where to go, but I'm sure number one, got to go with the dual mouth vampires from Blade 2. They were
Sick,
terrifying, powerful,
great.
like made the Daywalker, limp. I'm gonna go super nerdy. We got to go the blood or the vampire god from the Blade deleted scene. That was just a giant CGI tornado of blood. Um,
Wow,
yeah,
What a more
yeah.
like vampire? You're so specific. This went
that
south. I
was a
love it.
specific
I was
a
more so
vampire
going to get at
tornado.
like sinners, like the
Oh,
way they
oh.
portrayed their vampires
Okay,
grounded in
so
live
Blade
vampires.
2, Sinners. I watched a lot of vampire movies. Just realized
Hmm?
Scooby
I love
Doo.
vampire movies.
Scooby
Scooby
Doo.
Doo.
Is this
Yeah,
your order?
yeah. This isn't the exact order. This is just a list. Um, Marvel
What's
Comics.
your top 5?
Give us your favorite vampires.
My favorite.
Blade
I
2.
mean, B- yeah, Blade 2. I can't remember what they were exactly called, but just the design with the split jaw and everything. Just
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like them a
It
lot.
was a cool design.
Um, can't the last voyage of the Demeanor or something like that.
The Demeter, yeah.
Yeah, it had a really good little CGI vampire. I don't know. No, not
What
now.
was
Number, huh?
what was the vampire movie where like they were up in like a bunch of like Antarctica, basically, like a bunch of frozen
Oh,
islands.
like
It is the
30.
night or something. 38
Yeah,
days of
it's like
night.
28 Days of Night or something, right?
I don't
Babe,
know that one.
do you know what that vampire movie is called specifically? Daybreak?
Oh,
Maybe.
That one is
Daybreak. Yeah.
no, you're talking about the Netflix One Day Shift with Jamie Foxx. No, the
Ooh,
movie where like it's like some X amount of days of night, like 28 days of night or something.
Queen of Vampires.
Queen of the
Like
Damned.
Queen
Yeah, is
of the
that what?
Damned, a
Yeah. Oh,
great
oh.
vampire. Yeah,
And then we got what's her face from Dust Till Dawn.
That's what Dawn was really good.
Selma Hayek.
really good.
Yeah. I really like
Um,
I really like, do you ever see Let the Right One In?
No.
oh, I think I did. trying to, I don't
It
recall.
Ooh,
was
I'm
it's a
gonna get in trouble for
foreign.
not mentioning is what's that show on FX? What We Do in the
Don't
Shadows.
you dare. Oh yeah. What We Do
What
in
do
the
you think he
Shadows.
was going to say?
So funny.
Yeah, what did you think? You sounded so offended for a second.
I thought they did a remake of, I don't know if it was Interview with a Vampire or whatever. They made it some FX show or something. It's terrible. It's a vampire. I don't know if it's True Blood or
Oh
something.
yeah, I know. I know what you're talking. No, they did Interview with a Vampire. They turned it
It
into a
wasn't that.
series.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, I didn't watch it. Like I don't know. I don't no interest.
Top
Interview with a
trash.
Vampire. Good movie.
Yeah, great movie. Yeah, yeah. Brad
Don't need a
Pitt,
show. Like,
freaking. What was it? Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. Like, is that what it was? Brad Pitt and
Yeah, I
Tom
think so.
Cruise,
Yeah.
and
yes.
young Spider-Man's wife, Mary Jane Watson.
Oh yeah. The only thing I do want to like say is I just think it was overall a great movie. If we're doing a ranking, it's going to be a lot higher than both of you guys, but I go with 9 out of 10. The only thing that really bothered me in the movie is like throughout most of the movie, they are all about like make them part of the collective.
Mm.
And then when Delta Slim slices his arm open, all of a sudden it's about now we got to eat him. Like why is it
Mm.
him out of everyone where they all of a sudden like we got to eat him instead of turn him?
I mean,
Mm.
maybe like the kind of lower tier vampires is kind of what we decided. I would assume like he had the blood shooting out, so they were just like overly attracted to it. They couldn't control
I
themselves.
guess maybe. I don't know. That's like the only part that just kind of
I'm
like
just trying to make a sense for you.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's a really
That's
high
the
score.
only
So,
thing that bothered you.
yeah, it really bothered me. It's really that and like I hate to get like weird and gross for a second, but like the human body you don't usually hear sounds when you're burning alive because the fire is burning up the oxygen. So when
I,
she was like, "Huh?
I enjoyed it.
Why is she? She
Give me the sounds.
shouldn't be making sounds."
Um,
A little nitpick.
was that the grossest part of the movie to you?
No, the grossest part of the movie.
There's a correct answer.
Never mind. I was about to say something. Grossest part, I don't know if there really is a gross part in this movie.
Aaron, gross part in the movie.
the grossest part was when the white girl said she hated to be white.
I thought the grossest part is when Preacher Boy is gonna get with the married lady, and she's like, "I gotta wash up. I walked here," and he's like, "No, I want to taste you." And I was like, "Nah,
They
dude, just let her
nasty.
wash up. You can still taste her. Like now, you just want to taste some extra sweat and nastiness going on."
Yeah.
She warned you, and you're like, "Nah." Like, all right, Preacher Boy, calm down. A little too rebellious for my taste.
Chris is such a dirty dog. He's like, I get it.
Chris like that didn't bother me.
Like, they
Like
didn't bother me. He's like, I kind
3
of
more
like
miles
that.
and
I
Yeah,
had
we've
to
all been
pause the
there.
movie there.
I'm just saying. First and foremost, like some of the lines in the movie, like
his uncle giving him the advice. I like that.
yeah. And then also, what was it? The like when Hailee Steinfeld said, "Do you want some?" I was like, "Damn."
So yeah, wait, highly like her in general, like
When she like,
I don't find her overly like attractive. I thought she was more attractive in this movie than like me just
I just think like some of the verbiage, not necessarily the characters. Like when what was it? Smoke was alone with his like kid's mom, and she was said in French like, "Your body didn't forget me," stuff like that. I was just, I don't know. You could.
I like that.
It
She
was
got the
very
hand
adult.
on the crotch, like
Yeah, I was
yeah,
like,
okay,
"Oh
that's
wow."
really dirty. Aaron liked the dirty
Okay,
part.
I actually also I had to think about that. The part when that
You wanted to
was
see his
cool.
penis.
No,
That was the
no,
bomb. You were like, "Whoa!" I thought I was gonna see Michael B. Jordan's penis, and you never got it.
no, but I
You
mean,
didn't
like
see
when
him naked
he's
enough.
yeah, that's true.
He
But
wasn't even
when
shirtless.
he's giving her the business,
Yeah.
that did not. It looked like he really didn't want
He turned her
to
around.
doing that. Like when they show the scene and he looks very unhappy. He's just like, I'm sorry to give you the visual, but he
He
looked
wanted
very
more
like
joy.
he didn't
He
have any
wanted
he
like
didn't have any joy. He didn't look like he was really into it. Like I've seen there's been a lot of intimate scenes in movies, and that did not look very intimate. Like that scene where he's behind her and he's just like he looks like he's not even touching her, like he's not
you
even
know.
near
It
her.
might just be me,
He's
but
like,
like
when's this scene gonna be over so I can get off this woman?
Yeah,
I
but
He
also
just
didn't.
didn't seem into it.
I didn't look at his face during that scene. Like that
It
just
just looked awkward. If you look at it again, it looked a little
it's not where
awkward to
my
me.
eyes were going. I guess I was just trying to see like what he was doing.
yeah, but we also don't know like what level of like
his
control
face
the
is enjoyment.
intimacy coordinator was that either.
Well, I
Like,
just saying, for me
Well, Michael B.
personally, I
Jordan can
saw it, I
act. He
noticed
could
it.
have looked
It took me
happier.
out.
If he wanted
Yeah.
to look happier, he would have. Maybe
I
he
don't know.
wasn't happy because he left that life. I don't know.
Don't
Obviously,
know.
one I
Keep
thought they
going.
fit the time frame. The era. Like I like their
Yeah. Period
accent.
pieces are so
Them
good.
calling it a hate instead of a ghost, spirit, whatever. I thought they did very well with all that. The music background music fit well. It was good music. I didn't get the musical feel, which I'm glad because I'm not a musical person. It was plenty of them singing. I know it was like, I guess I could see how you could say that, like the main character singing and stuff, but it's more instrument driven to me. But also very heavy use of the N word early, very heavy use of the N word late, but it was like in the middle, like disappeared for a bit. Did Django say a lot of the N word?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Django is still top notch. Like Sinners, they like peaked early, and I was gonna be like, oh, it's gonna compete, and then it died out, and then they brought it back more later. Random observation.
What an interesting thing to bring up, Charlie.
Your game, your game. Chris texted me. He wanted me to bring it up.
I did not. I want to be very clear. I did not.
Might have been a
Do
sorry,
you,
it was tricky.
Oh god.
do you have any other thoughts, Christopher?
I mean, I think box office results speak for itself.
What would it get? What would it make?
I want to say
Probably make
800.
good. Let's see.
They spent 90 mil on it, so 800, pretty good.
Let's see how much it costs versus how much it
It's
made.
like highest rated horror movie or something. Most
Yeah,
earned
it's like
movie.
of the year and stuff right now.
Yeah, no, it was like higher than the only higher horror movie was Sixth Sense. Was the
Yeah.
only better
Oh,
one, which is
really?
nuts. That's such a high mark. All right, the budget was 90 million. It
Let's see that.
made wow. Worldwide, it made domestic, it made 277 million. Worldwide, it made 365, over a
About
quarter
yeah.
Well, that's
of a
less than like
billion
eight, whatever.
Yeah,
dollars.
that's right. A lot less than I thought. But
Wow,
still
that's
a
wild.
hell of a return.
Oh, it tripled, literally tripled its budget. Yeah, more than.
I don't. So I don't like follow those things. Like you said, like you're more of the movie dude or whatever. Like,
Sure.
what's like a normal like? What's considered like? Oh, that was a success.
I mean, if you make your money back, if you break even,
No,
that's a
no one's
success.
playing the break even. How's that a
Well, I
success?
mean, lots of movies like have huge budgets and they lose money, you know?
You have to add
Yeah,
like you have production of the movie, and then you add what is it, 30% for marketing?
Okay, sure. I don't
Uh,
know.
I'm just saying. Like, all right, if I make a $5 million, I'm just going to use smaller numbers. Some people don't like math around
Yeah,
here.
like let me give you a for instance,
That I looked the wrong way.
a movie. Let's look at
Okay.
rankings of movies. Let me look at a really badly
No, if I make
rated
a $5
movie.
million movie, like to consider myself like, oh, I did a good movie. Do I want to double it and be 10, or do I just want to be like 8 mil? Like, I would assume I don't want to just make 5 and make my money back. Like, that'd be nice to not lose money.
I mean, I think it kind of depends because, like, imagine if it's like your first major motion picture, and
Well,
you
it's
break
not his
even.
first.
No, but I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean, this
that
was. I want to know how successful this actually. Like, oh,
All right,
him
I'm gonna
being
look at
triple is that oh wow, mind blowing
so
success
Ocean's
or
8, the female version of Ocean's 11,
oh,
budget was 70 million and it made 141 million.
it's
So that's
twice.
pretty
if
it
it
made
doubled,
more.
then that was not a good movie.
Yeah, that was not a good movie. So
Well,
that's an
now I'm less
interesting
impressed by the
benchmark.
numbers. I mean, I've
Yeah, I
heard
am too.
nothing but good things about Sinners, so everyone seems to
Yeah.
be enjoying it.
But triple its budget, I feel like it's a good. Let me see. Let's look at
Aaron,
No
what
Time to
what was
Die.
Time to
250
Die?
million. Wow, James Bond, the last one, No Time to Die, budget was 250. It grossed in the United States 160, so it didn't even make its money back. And that's a
250 is
huge
really
franchise.
expensive.
And that movie sucked. I hated that movie, but anyway,
I've never watched a
it was,
007
it was
movie.
bad.
What?
I've never watched a 007 movie. I've never seen a James Bond movie like start to end.
I don't want to say I think less of
I've
you as
seen
a
all the Mission Impossibles,
Oh yeah, new one was so good.
but I didn't watch any 007s.
that bothers
Matrix,
me. That bothers.
Matrix, Matrix Resurrections, $190 million budget, made 37 million.
Just
That's
name a
bad.
bad movie. Like name like a what? What's a good horror? What did Insidious do?
Insidious.
Yeah,
All
that
I
was
right.
a
don't
good
know.
horror movie, wasn't it?
Maybe I don't really do horror movies.
They might have had like a smaller budget because of the way they filmed.
Insidious. Yeah, horror movies generally. Let's see.
Well, yeah, but this is a horror. This is considered a horror movie, so like it tripling its budget in horror movies.
Insidious only was 1.5 million to make,
Yeah.
and it made 54 million.
That's
100 million
way
worldwide.
success right there.
That's a really good return on that investment.
Yeah.
Make a movie for
Well,
$1
that's what I was
million
gonna say.
and
There
it makes
wasn't a lot.
150 mil. That's huge. Yeah.
Wait,
But
okay.
yes,
What else just came out? The Clown in the Cornfield. Look that one up. They both came out at the like same time. They're both the same genre.
let's take a look.
Jesus.
I saw both of them.
I want to see that so bad. Clown in the Cornfield.
Yeah, man. Me too.
What would you rate Clown in the Cornfield, Charlie?
Probably just a 6 out of 10. Horror movies, they're on.
A 6?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like I was entertained. I was watching.
Budget
Had a
was a
stream like
million.
field. Budget $1 million.
Yeah. Grossed 7 million, 10 million worldwide.
Yeah, I was gonna say very small. I didn't even know about it.
But I feel like on a smaller budget,
But they
like,
made 10 times.
yeah,
You had
which
more
is like,
financial success.
dang, dude, we got to make a small budget movie so we can make a lot of money. All right, so here's the game. You ready?
See.
So at the end of every movie stream that we do, a game I like to play, and you guys probably don't follow IMDb like I do. I like follow it like it's like that's my fantasy football is watching IMDb. So
Try the real thing.
you try to you try to rate the movie, like what score it gets on IMDb. You try to guess the score, and whoever gets closest to the score wins. It's a 10-point scale, but it does points. So it could be like
Yeah,
6.5 or
decimals.
5. Yeah, exactly. So if we ever do these again, if you start paying attention to movies that you've liked in the past and look up their ratings, or movies in the future, if you try to think of what the score would be and then you look it up and you see how close you are, you'll start seeing like, and I'll give you an example of how this scale works from my personal experiences, my own personal whatever. So a 6.5, generally speaking, the exception is horror movies and comedies, but 6.5 means that is the threshold for me that a movie is worth watching. If it's a 6.5 or higher, 6.5 is like it has one thing that it did really well, whether it's the soundtrack, cinematography, the acting, whatever. It did one thing really, really well, or it had one really, really great scene that like tied the movie together. Like, okay, I didn't completely waste my time watching this movie. 7.5 is two things right. It had like really great acting and really great story, but maybe the soundtrack sucked, or maybe it was like an hour too long, it was boring, or something like that. Anything over an 8 is like rewatchable territory. It's a movie that you would watch more than once or twice. That is like a really great movie. Exceptions to that would be anything Oscar bait is going to get rated higher just because it's like deep or whatever like that. So there's some exceptions there, but anything over an 8 is like greatest movies of all time. Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3. A couple of the best Harry Potter movies. Star Wars: A New Hope. Stuff like that. That is like top echelon movies. So that is kind of the vibe of how the
So what's
scale
the highest
works.
ranking you'll see generally?
The highest rated movie of all time, like let's look at like
On
Citizen
IMDb?
Kane, Casablanca. And I don't really like and controversial. I don't like Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane, which is rated by IMDb's top 100 movies of all time.
Rosebud.
Yeah, like 8.3.
Okay. All
So to
right.
give you yeah,
Who's guessing first? Or who's yeah, I guess guessing. I guess we're guessing. Chris
yeah,
gotta guess.
Casablanca is
Chris definitely
8.5.
seen it. Chris volunteered
Yeah.
the guest first way too early, and he did so much research.
That's I
and
mean
he's
that's fine
definitely
if
seen
you
it.
looked at it. I mean for
No,
future
I'm not
reference, but
So I go to IMDb, like if I want to know who played someone, but I don't really look at their reviews.
yeah. But you
I
see
don't.
him. It's right at the top. I
I
just cover it with my thumb when I'm looking.
so,
Well, Chris is an honest fellow, so if he says he didn't
um,
see the score, I'll believe him.
so like my rating's a 9 out of 10, but I know no one's gonna be like on my level, or
Uh-huh.
not no one, but like most people will be. So I'm gonna go with 8.
And this is
Solid
you. So you already know, but this is what you think. This is what you think IMDb would rate it. This is
Yes.
what the people who rate movies think that it's rated.
Yes.
Okay. What do you got, Charlie?
I'm gonna think it's generally liked.
You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay.
You really like the movie, so
I really liked the movie, but if I'm not going by what my rating, I'm going by because we already did that in the beginning.
what did
I'm
you
going
give
by
it?
what I
Nate?
think.
No,
Yeah,
you did a
IMDb
decimal. He did a decimal. What was your original? What did you rank it?
7.8.
7.8. Okay.
Yeah. So this is like so that's what I think it would be. What I think IMDb would rate it as. I was thinking like higher than me, like 7.9, 8.1 range. Like I give it like an 8. I think
So
it's
So the
flat
same
8.
as Chris. Same as Chris. An 8.
Oh wait, no. Okay, 7.9. 7.9.
7.9.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I think people really like it, and you're the IMD. I'm gonna say fanboy.
Yeah,
I
IMDb
was
guy.
so I don't know how they generally rank or whatever. So I was like, all right, maybe I got to do a slightly lower number because if you say 6.5 is like watchable.
Right.
And then Chris guessed 8, and then you went to 7.9, and my first thought was I was like 8's probably really high, and you probably don't get that often. I'm like I'm gonna go 7.8, but I don't want to
All
just do
right.
7.8 when you did 7.9 and he did 8.
That's fair. That's a range. We got a range. All right. Looking it up. Here we go.
7.4.
Oh, 7.8! Charlie is the winner. Yes.
Nailed it. I don't know how many times
Dang,
you've done the game
Charlie.
show, but how
Wow.
many
On his
people have
first
nailed it?
try. Huh?
I said how many. I don't know how many times you've played this game, but I don't know how many people nailed it.
No,
But I would.
I've played this so many times and very few times does anyone actually get it. They usually get pretty close. You
Go.
literally got the exact score on IMDb.
My
7.8.
original ranking was 7, so I'm the only one that
Nice.
ranked the movie less than what the critics think.
Wow.
And that's not
That's
me hating on
actually
the movie. I like the movie, but I just
yeah.
me just trying to be critical of it. I was like, all right, it's not like my favorite horror movie. I was never scared at any point. There was like maybe him knocking
Mhm.
down the door was like a jump scare. It looked very
Yeah, yeah.
creepy, a little sinister feel of it. Like I mean, I appreciated the feel, but I don't remember the last horror movie you've been actually like scared by besides jump scares. I'm a jumpy guy. I jump at jump scares. So
You jump, yeah. If there's a jump scare, you'll jump.
yeah, like I can vividly remember the third Jurassic Park where like he's walking by the jars and you see the eye of the raptor and it blinks and I'm like it's gonna jump out and then it jumped out and I still jumped. Like it didn't matter if I knew it was gonna happen. I still jumped at that just because of the loud sound that comes with it.
Yeah,
In the
right.
theater, of course. I haven't been to a theater in God knows how long. Chris been to a theater?
Wow.
Oh God, yeah.
You
Do
go
I
to the
go
movie
to the
theater?
for movies that I think are theater worthy? Yeah.
What was the last
I'm a little picky about it.
movie theater worthy movie?
Like Superman, theater worthy.
You always love Superman. The commercial. I don't know how I feel about this guy's attitude as Superman.
Okay, so that's a thing for me. That's another thing that I do when it comes to movies. I do not watch any trailers. I like to go into every movie completely blind. I hate trailers. They give way too much away. They give all the good bits and the jokes and whatever. Like I don't want to know what I'm about to see. I don't want to
I
know
mean, we
anything.
kind
I
of
want to be
saw the end of
completely
Sinners in the
surprised.
preview when he's just in there.
Did you? Yeah, you see, I never saw it. I
See
didn't know
that.
anything about the movie at
It's in the
all. I
preview.
went in totally blind. I didn't watch the preview.
You know what
Yeah,
movie? I do watch previews and I watch trailers. I like to be
yeah,
just on like going through the streaming service, just watching trailer after trailer. I'm a little
yeah.
bit more
Like
into
I
that,
haven't seen any Superman
especially bad
stuff.
ones. Contagion, I think it was called. No, not Contagion. But in the commercial, the lady's
Yeah,
like there, like it's like night vision, and then she gets dragged away. That's the last scene of the whole movie. They showed you the last scene of the whole movie. You spent the
yeah. I
whole
can't.
movie waiting for it to actually like get good, and then when she gets pulled away, that's the end of the movie. Terrible movie.
Yeah, I don't understand why trailers give everything away. It's so obnoxious. I don't understand who these people who are putting these trailers away and I get it. Like you want to get as many people in the theater as possible, and there's a lot of people who like to know what they're getting into. Like, oh wow, that looks really cool. Like not like non theater goer people like me. I'm gonna go to if there's something I want to see, I'm gonna go and see it. Like if I know anything about movies and I follow the movies, I'm gonna go see it no matter what. You know what I mean? But for people who
I'm
don't go to the
perfectly fine
movies,
watching at my house. Yeah.
yeah, well, for people who don't go to the movies who aren't interested, you got to get them interested to see the movie. So you got to show them the good stuff in the trailer so that they'll come out. They'll be like, "Wow, that looks so cool! I want to see the whole thing." That's how they get them. So
I
I
feel like
get that
action
part.
movies or something you watch in movie theaters, like
Yeah, like
the
anything,
cool
whatever.
special
So,
effects and like sounds
but
and
I
stuff.
just, yeah, I don't watch it for that reason. And I just like going in blind. The first movie that I ever went in blind for was I remember it was actually when we were in high school, and I think I was with a couple of friends, and they wanted to go see some movie that I didn't really want to
Sounds
see.
fake.
Yeah, yeah, like Friends, high school, me, no, but
You in the
they went
theater
and
by
saw
yourself.
something.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't want to see, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna walk into some other movie. And I walked into another movie, and that movie was Across the Universe. I don't know if you ever heard of that one.
Yeah. The wasn't it the is that the
The
Beatles one?
Beatles, like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that was a
dude,
good
I
movie.
walked into that movie, had no idea what I was about to see. Literally changed the course of my like blew my mind. It was the first
Question:
like
sober or
I was sober. Yeah, I was for before I
well,
ever.
high school? You know, a little more wild than Aaron. So
I
shout out.
drank a little, but I didn't go to the movies drunk until like college, I guess.
You got thrown out of a van in front of my house once. But
That did happen.
that did happen. Chris made a concoction for you to drink.
Saved your life, man.
You did. You
Chris,
also
I want
almost
you to know,
killed
Chris
me
a
with your
thousand
mom's
percent just
special
took advantage
concoction.
of just like, hey, I'm gonna grab 5 random things in my fridge and just
Oh,
make.
it's so much more than 5 things. Well, the whole
He was
point
just
is
like, what nasty thing can I put in this? That's
the
all
whole
he was.
point
There's
is you're
no
supposed to
way he
make
was
the
that
person like
impressed.
throw up as much as possible, as
Oh
much as
yeah,
possible. So that's how to make something
yeah,
super gross.
yeah. Some of it accidentally dripped into your yard, and there was just like a dead spot of grass
Yeah.
where it dripped into the yard.
But did you die?
I didn't die.
See?
Fair
That is
enough,
true.
but
Go
God, how
for it.
much are you gonna edit this down? What's your what time frame? Like, do you have a goal time frame you plan for?
I mean, not
Because
really. I
obviously we
mean,
were just rambling a lot of the time.
yeah, just rambling. I'm gonna cut out some honestly, podcasts are really easy because you can really keep everything in. Nobody cares. I mean, if people end up watching it, cool. Sometimes people like when you leave like stuff that you would normally edit out in because it feels more real, and people kind of like that. But just for sake of keeping it interesting, I might take out some just literally just the boring. Anything that looks boring, I'll take out. If it's not
I don't know
boring,
why I
I'll
just
just
picture
leave it.
Chris's face is just cut out of the whole
Uh,
video. Like just small things, just never see Chris. You just hear his voice every once in a while, and just a little
Just like his
bubble
face
pops up.
frozen a couple times.
Yeah, just his frozen
Anytime
face.
someone says something offensive,
Just his face pops up. Yeah. That's for me. I like that. That
there's that
salesman smile.
smile.
Give me that salesman
There's
smile.
that teddy bear smile.
Should I be no glasses when I do this?
Oh God, no! Put them back on.
I know. You look so young, Charlie. How do you do that?
I can't see you.
What's your
Oh,
secret?
I shaved. My wife was just telling me I should I gotta
You
stop
look
shaving. I
exactly
wish I had
like
the
you did
point.
in high school.
What?
You look exactly like you did in high school. Your hair is even the
I'm sorry.
same.
Do they? Hey, babe, I'm gonna do a test on Aaron because Chris will know answers, obviously. Aaron, what's my wife's name?
Wife.
My wife's
Oh.
name is Wife, so.
Elizabeth.
Oh,
Whoa.
Elizabeth. Yeah. Hey, do you want me to call you like Ellie, Lizzie?
Sarah. No, wait, that's
Oh,
Christine.
Sarah. Yeah. Nope, that was
Wait.
That's not funny.
I know her name. Come on.
Starts with an S.
I know
No,
your
I mean-
son's name is Jameson.
There you go.
What's his daughter's name?
He doesn't have one.
Yes, that's true. No, definitely not.
He's
her
got two
3.
sons,
No, don't have 2 sons.
Jameson
You
and
have one
Whiskey.
imaginary child. Whiskey. Was it Oh, hold on.
What is your wife's name?
Jameson Williams was your friend. No, Evans.
Evan?
What was
Evan
the whiskey?
Williams?
Evan
Evan
Williams.
Williams.
There you go. Chris
Yeah.
used to
Wait,
say
how
he was
many
going to
kids
hang
do
with
you
his
have?
friend
You
Evan.
have two.
I have 2
two?
children. I
Yeah.
do have 2 children.
How do you not
What's
know
the
that?
second one?
Hey, Aaron can't even tell you how many children I have. Like we're
Piece of
best friend for most of my life. Doesn't know
God.
anything about me,
This is
so.
guy friendships, man. What do you want?
Yeah, this is men friendship right here.
I know you have a wife
That's good.
and children,
I do.
and I know at least one of their names. That's pretty good.
What city
old
does
is
he
he?
live in?
You don't need to give all
Jackson.
my info. Like, hey, what's your social? Like,
Oh, yeah,
calm
that's
down
right.
there, Chris. Like, hey.
He doesn't know it. I just want to see him guess it.
What's my kid's name?
Noah.
Chris didn't know.
I've actually talked to him on the. Charlie, have you talked to
Named
him on the
after
phone?
the arc.
That's true.
Yeah, he had to do like the uncomfortable. Say hi to Uncle Charlie. Like, I've never met this guy, Dad.
You're still his uncle, dumbass. You don't have to meet him. You guys are his uncles.
I want to meet him. You're the one that refused. How old's your son?
He's
14?
26.
14 or 15?
I haven't seen Aaron in 26 years. Fun fact: he's came within like 2 miles of me and did not bother seeing me before.
That's
Fact.
not entirely accurate. He's 14. And we have to make a trip. Actually,
Charlie.
it's still like 8 hours.
Because you'd have to
I
like
think.
drive up and then go left.
Chris,
All right, wait, hold on.
Came to the same town as me and did not see me.
Are
Hold
you
on.
I don't think
serious?
he's gonna go out of his way. I've driven by him and I didn't go out of my way to see him, so I'm not gonna.
Aha!
I've discussed
See,
it.
and I didn't even know you came by me.
Yeah, you
All right,
did. I talked to you about it. So, did anyone watch The Monkey?
Yes, I
No.
hated it. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Give it an
I
8.
watched The Monkey. I watched Final Destination. I watched Bloodlines. And I watched Sinners.
I watched Sinners.
Did you watch The
Oh.
Monkey, Chris? You
No,
didn't?
God, no.
It was bad. It was really
I
bad.
know.
It sucked. I really wanted to like it. It was just so stupid.
Yeah, it seemed. I mean, I'm gonna probably watch it at some point because I just end up watching every horror movie at some point.
It was not as bad as Mickey 17,
I didn't watch that either.
and you shouldn't.
Leave Steven Yeun alone.
We just did a rambling review of Sinners, directed by
Brian Coogler?
Ryan Coogler, and we all really liked it. Thought it was fun. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked any part of this, like it, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing more of these with my friends from high school, so there will be a lot of inside jokes that everybody will get. You will all love. And I love you. Goodbye. Is that a good ending?
Just say love you and then just stare at us, and that's how we end the video.
Please subscribe. Please subscribe. I don't have any subscribers. Please. Please. I don't want a day job anymore. Sorry about all the racist things I said.
No, you're not.
Actually, I'm truthfully, honestly, way less racist than I thought you were gonna be.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of both of you, honestly. I'm so proud of you both.
I'm offended. I feel like Charlie was more racist.
Yeah, you know, I knew I was gonna come off that way too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was like, all right, yeah, I'm the one that didn't like it the most. I didn't really care. Y'all in love with like this.
If we're done recording, fuck both of you with picking those IMDb scores.
No, that was
What?
my original thought.
7.8.
He
That was-
got it exactly.
That was my first number.
I'm more mad at you. 7.9. Well, I'm gonna go 8.
No, I like
And
that
then
he
I'm
was
gonna
like
go-
after thinking for like a hot minute, he's just like 8. All right, the same thing Chris picked. Oh wait, 7.9. I just like that he
Full
picked your
disclosure.
number.
I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch you in the dick.
That's true.
Okay,
Let me put on some-
Grumpy for the opposite then.
I feel like we're about to play D&D.
Who
I
can we?
wish we were.
Dude. We
We
should.
should play D&D.
I'm down.
Who
Who
wants
wants
to
to
DM?
DM? Yeah,
CJ.
exactly.
We'll get CJ. Let's ask CJ.
I
gotta
don't
get-
I
want
would
to,
be-
but no one else does, so I figured I would.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I
I'm
would
gonna
be so
start
down
off
to
with
do
some
it.
one shot.
I bet CJ'd be down.
Dude, I would
Yeah.
play D&D with you guys so
I was
fast.
thinking of making a chat and trying to figure out who would be down.
Because I just
It'd probably
made
be
a.
like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just made a new character. A wood elf, hippie.